Okay, this happens all the time. Judge Napolitano works for Fox. He's invited me on his show countless times. I'm going to be back on his show many times. He's going to be back on with us next week. He had to go on Fox today. No big deal, because I want to go to your phone calls and cover a bunch of other news and some breaking news we've got as well. But finishing up right now with the new information about all these federal reports demonizing the American people. Don't you see the genius of it? By making it about right-wing extremists, it now intimidates anybody to think being against the corrupt banker bailout is right-wing and tied in with shooting people and dead cops and white supremacists. That's what the media is doing. Just totally ridiculous. And so it gets the whole focus off the bankers, the takeover, the collapsing economy, into let's look at the American people that criticize this. They're radical and dangerous and bad. You don't want to get on a list. Sit down and shut up. But it also seduces the left, who was against the secret police reports and being spied on under Bush, and they were doing it to left-wing and right-wing and everybody in between, to like, yeah, we need to watch these people. They're dangerous. Just like the phony right-wing was all for secret police, secret torture, 1 million-plus dead Iraqis, all the things that happened in 8 years under Bush the Democrats went along with. So we Googled, well, first off, if you go to the PDF file of this latest federal report that came out that's gotten all of the attention, the one that we called Sunday and confirmed was real. It was on a few websites. People going, is it real? I don't know. Well, I mean, I read it and said, oh, this is real. And then I called the feds, and they admitted it was real. And we put the report out Sunday night, and then it got big. But 1A-0257-09, classified for official use, unclassified or official use only. This report, I knew I'd read pieces of in other reports. That's how I knew it was real. And then we called and confirmed it. And now the Homeland Security admits it and backs it up and says they support it on record. Because I'd read all of this back under Bush. And I didn't think to go Google and pull up those old reports. We've now done that today. But if you look at the file itself in the Adobe Acrobat Reader, like maybe you guys can punch this up on screen. This document was originally created in 2007 about the returning troops. And I've seen that in other documents. And the police are on record, with these headlines. Military training police to deal with IEDs, or exploding bombs on the sides of roads. So you can see that was created January 23rd, 2007. It was published at 1:32 p.m. And then it was modified April 7th, 2009. They only added a few paragraphs in there. Okay? So this report came out under George Bush. People could say, well, we don't have the old report. Well, yeah, we do. Yes, we do. This is the Federal Bureau of Investigation Intelligence Assessment. This is the Federal Bureau of Intelligence Assessment, but they now have that as a subunit under Homeland Security here on the final page with the National Infrastructure Coordinating Center. You call one number, it's them. You call the other number, it's the FBI, as I did last Sunday night. And you see this right here? You see this right here? The Office of the Intelligence and Analysis Center Assessment, a division of the FBI. Well, what do we have here? From July 7th, 2008. There's a whole bunch of these. These are all over the web. These have been out. We've always been covering these. Why did they decide to give it attention now? To polarize things left-right. And this basically says the same thing. Anybody who's pro-gun is basically a white supremacist, and the military is coming back and they're going to kill everybody. And I knew I had read much of what was in the new report, which was, we now learn, old. So, again, this is what George Bush was putting out. And they're saying now, when we were talking to Napolitano, the breaking news, and who knows if this is going to come out right now, is that George Bush is about to release more Homeland Security documents, probably saying, oh, yes, I'm worried about right-wingers, too, to give Obama cover. Kind of like Bush Sr. came out and bad-mouthed the NRA that time and said he was getting rid of his membership. They pile on against the American people from time to time. Now, here is the Council on Foreign Relations that really runs the policy of the government. 4,000, almost 5,000 members. Militant extremists in the United States. And this is a report, April 21st, 2008. And it's types of domestic terrorism. It says the Southern Poverty Law Centers, who compiled it for them. And it's got left-wing and right-wing terrorism, right-wing domestic terrorism. See, so what's happened is everybody's focusing in on one little report. The entire American people are basically listed as terrorists in this. And if they announced it like that, we'd all come together and say, this is police state, this is Nazi Germany, we're against it. But if they only make it about one group, like Hitler did with the Jews, see, oh, it's just the conservatives. We'll be right back. Pepperspray.com. We live in an unpredictable world, and as everyone knows, I'm all about preparedness. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's why I want you to visit our new sponsor, Pepperspray.com, to check out their wide variety of personal security products they have available on their website. Since 1994, Pepperspray.com has made your personal safety their number one priority. So give them a call at 1-800-908-9988. Again, that number is 1-800-908-9988. Or visit them at pepperspray.com and give yourself some peace of mind. On the web since 94, sell a wide variety of personal safety and security products. You're not only getting security, but peace of mind you deserve as well. Free shipping on orders above $99. Pepper spray of all kinds and strengths, stun guns and tasers, animal repellents, home safety, personal alarms, and much more. Pepperspray.com. I just want to add a final point. That previously people were called leaders or statesmen. And they were judged by, were they keeping the man, the tyrants off people's backs? Were they allowing property rights and freedom? It wasn't a left-right debate. It was tyranny versus liberty. That was always the discussion. Till they gave us the false political paradigm so they could break down our society and control us. Politicians at the mid-level and higher level are there to lie and deceive and to continually trick the people into never getting control of their society again. They are there to keep the elites in power. They are there for the upper class to wage war against the middle class and the working class. And they write textbooks on it. They brag about it all day. And that's why Rick Perry's coming out to be the Tea Party leader. And, you know, they want to make it Republican so that they can manage dissent and then play it off against the left. It's the two parties teamed up against the people. Two wings on the same bird of prey. Instead of looking at the wings all day, let's talk about the head, the beak, the guts of this thing, its mind, its eyes, what it believes, what this bird does. This is tyranny. This is a group of polycentric plutocrats, financiers. This is what globalism is. And they've now announced a bank of the world, a world government that will set your interest rates and the currency rates and that will set taxes worldwide and have an army and a global regulatory system through the IMF, the World Bank, the OECD, the Ex-Im Bank, the World Trade Organization, The Hague in the Netherlands. It's here, and they're now announcing, we want a new world order. It's the banks that engineered the collapse, ruling you with you paying a carbon tax to them. And that's why they've engineered the financial collapse by design. And they're bragging about it. And for decades, while they were building this, they said it didn't exist. And then exactly what we said they were going to unveil is what they've now unveiled. Because we were reading Trilateral Commission and CFR documents. I mean, the CFR came out last year and admitted they're doing chemtrail spraying, altering the atmosphere. Well, I don't need the CFR to tell me they're doing that. Suddenly, you look at the jet trails, they don't fade out in 30 seconds anymore. They hang there for hours and create whole cloud banks. And I interview the father of weather weapons, and, you know, we talk about all that. And then now they admit they're manipulating our atmosphere, but they say it's secret. Folks, what we know is off the chart crazy. Imagine what we don't know. People say, well, if just 10% of what Alex says is true, we're in deep trouble. Folks, it's 100% and then some. I mean, in every case, it turns out being worse than I first thought. Because truth is strange, ladies and gentlemen. And I go back to what I said earlier, and I keep bringing this up because it's one of the well-known cases. They took 4,000-plus U.S. foster children from the 40s to the early 60s, put them in radiation chambers to test radiation on them, and killed them. Now, if 40 years ago they had government people ready to assembly line kill kids, what are you doing trusting their vaccines? What are you doing trusting anything these criminals say? They're eugenicists. They believe in destroying economies. They want to hurt us. They believe we're living too well. They're Malthusian. They say they are. So I made my point. We need to get it out that the Tea Parties aren't left-wing or right-wing. They're populist against the corrupt bankers. They're against crime. They're anti-corruption. That's what the bankers are, who are taking the crisis they've created and leveraging it into total control. And that these memos and documents are spying on mainline churches, mainline liberal groups, mainline conservative groups, libertarians. And that it's being done across the board, and that all the powers, the Patriot Act and the Military Commissions Act and the John Warner Defense Authorization and PDD 51, it's all being used against the American people. We told you that was what it was being set up for. The whole attack pattern, the whole architecture of the federalization of police, all of this was meant for the general public. They said it was. And I kept screaming bloody murder, and now they're unveiling it and conditioning you to get ready to have literal secret police on your street corners telling you what to do.